Hello everybody, welcome to the Allstar Offline Racing Series. Cup racing beginning at Talladega here very soon. We're going to start qualifying race number 10 out of 20. After today, we will be halfway through season number 2 for the Cup Series. A lot of stuff has been happening in this series. The Cup Series is pretty close, the points battle is. Yesterday in the truck race, we had, I believe it was the top 8 drivers in the points, had issues. Either mechanical failures or wrecks, and that closed up the points a little bit for that series. But the Cup Series right now is pretty close. Matt Riddle comes in with a 73-point lead over Hunter Blade, and a lot of other drivers over 100 points or more back. But from 3rd on to maybe 12th, they're pretty close, about 150 points separating those drivers. So we'll see what happens. We'll see who can get the pole here today. We are broadcasting, or we're recording this race here on Tuesday. It's going to be up live on Saturday. And we just want to stop real quick from the action and hope Ryan Newman and his family the best. Hopefully Ryan Newman could have a speedy recovery. Not too much has been said about his injuries at Daytona, or from Daytona. Luckily his injuries are not life-threatening, so that's a huge relief. But that was obviously a horrible crash to end the Daytona 500. And so everybody is thinking about him. But aside from that, that race was really exciting and awesome to watch. I thoroughly enjoyed that race. But, of course, the last lap, as exciting as it was, it also could have ended really bad. But we'll see what happens hopefully in the next few days, or even hopefully by this race being broadcasted on Saturday. Hopefully we'll know more about Newman's condition. And with that being said, we've got the 32 Austin Johnson out front. Can he hold off everybody and get the pole? See, the 13 of Matt Riddle, where is he? Matt Riddle is the points leader, and Matt Riddle is... I don't even see Matt Riddle. I have no idea where he is. I cannot find him on this list. He's somewhere, I know that, but... Huh. Oh, there he is, 21st. So, Austin Johnson has the pole for now. Can anybody else top him? He's the only driver in a 49.4-second lap. Looks like he might have a pretty quick car today. So halfway point of this series, Matt Riddle is the points leader. Hunter Blade second. Callie Hancock, she has moved up to 3rd. Ryan Benjamin back to 4th, and Sam Odoskin 5th. Say it's still pretty much anybody's season. Anybody can get to the front. We have had some drivers that have kind of shined more than others, and we'll see if they continue to have that good luck. Talladega, though, the biggest equalizer, and we'll see if any of these drivers can maybe get a first win or propel themselves in the point series. So the 32 Austin Johnson, the pole sitter. Second place is that 2 of Sam Odoskin. Sam Odoskin is 5th, 145 points out of the points lead. 3rd is the 9 of Brendan Hancock. 4th, the 77 Steve Pollard. And 5th, the 20 of Yale Carrillo. He won yesterday in a truck race. Great photo finish there. The 54 Evan McCollum starts beside him. Then you've got the 51 Jeremiah Dwayne, the 14 of Cody Rhodes. Behind him, the 3 of Tim Hoffman, a 31 Lindsey Hancock. Lindsay wants to have a good finish. She is pretty far back in the points. Same with Tim. Tim did get a win earlier this season, but has not had good results afterwards. The 42 Hunter Blade, second in points, 73 points back. The 34 of Brew Zero, hoping to have another chance to win the point series. He is 12th in points. Got the 17 of Callie Hancock, the 37 of Alvin Jones. The 21 Sahara Rocha, the points winner last season. And then you've got the 52 Robert Pollard, the 1 Laura Lee Wiebe, the 24 Stephen Pollard III. He was in that amazing points battle with Sahara Rocha. There was a little bit of contact on pit road between the 11 and the 24. The 11 Alejandro Rodriguez has some damage already. That is not good for that team. Well, in this row, it's the 11 of Alejandro Rodriguez, the 88 of Muhammad Abdullah. Behind them, it's the 13, the points leader of Matt Riddle, and the 18 of Bean Wiebe. You see the damage on the 11. He has a lot of damage. And the next row, it's the 4 of Zach Cronin, the 88, Muhammad Abdullah. Muhammad won at Daytona earlier this season. You've got the 00 of Alex Alves, the 81 Skylar Rocha, 36 of Jacob Britt, the 95 Tavis Haken. Tavis won the truck race at Daytona. You've got the 41 Tyrell Resner, the 12 of April Pryor, 43 Benjamin Wallace, the 6 of Logan Gentry, the 96 Damian Singletary, the 38 of Axel Zero. The 48 Ryan Benjamin, the 62 of John Book starts beside him. We've got the 10 of Pablo West, the 19 Dylan Eberheimen, the 53 of Logan York, and then that is the 22 of Nancy Pryor. Real quick, I'm going to go up front here to the 11. Whoops. Yeah, you see, there's definitely some damage on that car. Wow, a lot of damage already for Alejandro. It's going to be interesting to see how much damage that is and how it's going to affect him in the draft. Already some drama happening here at Talladega. Alejandro is kind of halfway in the field, so this could stack up a lot of drivers. He is right in front of the points leader. Could be an interesting start. .76 laps is the distance today. Austin Johnson, the 32. Sam Odoskin on the outside of him. Going to start this race on the front row. And the green flag is now in the air. Green flag in the air for race number 10 out of 20. Austin Johnson, the pollster. But look at the 77. Steve Pollard on the outside already. He got a great start. He is side by side with the leaders. The 2 of Sam Odoskin now getting pushed by the 54 of Evan McCollum on the outside. Steve Pollard, the 77, does not have any drafting help. He is going to fall back in line. Austin Johnson will hold on to the lead. Already 3 wide behind these leaders. And 4 wide, I think, already. Whoa, they're bouncing off of each other. 4 wide for second place already. And this is not going to work out too well. This could be a huge disaster early in this race. We said in the truck race, we have a new package for super speedway racing, and it is here in the Cup Series. And we're seeing a crazy race already. First lap, 4 wide. First lap was led by the 20 of Yale Carrillo. He knows how to get it done here at Talladega. Won yesterday in the truck race. Currently leading this race 4 wide, multiple rows back behind him. Now Jeremiah Dwayne getting a huge run pushed by the 42 of Hunter Blade. Look at the massive amount of cars back here. I don't think the 11 of Alejandro Rodriguez is out of this race yet. I think he is still in this race. He's somewhere in this pack. He's on the outside line, but near the back of the field. Look at the 1 of Laura Lee Wiebe getting pushed by the 18 of Bean Wiebe. They're trying to help each other. Callie Hancock in the middle, the 17, getting pushed by the 9 of Brendan Hancock. Some alliances forming here very early. The 1 of Laura Lee Wiebe up top. She has got dumped by the 18 of Bean Wiebe. He's going to put her on the outside line. In the back, there's a lot of stuff going on back there. Robert Pollard, I think, hit the wall. He has fallen back a little bit. 3 wide up here for the lead. Bean Wiebe, Tim Hoffman, and Hunter Blade. Tim Hoffman, though, has drafting help. Bean does not. Hunter Blade is going to try to fall back behind the 18, possibly. He does. But Tim Hoffman now out front. Here comes the 2 of Sam Oskin and the 17 of Callie Hancock. Callie Hancock trying to go to the lead, trying to lead this race. This is about what the truck race looked like yesterday, the finish of it. And Callie Hancock will lead that lap. Look at Bean Weeby on the outside, 4 wide. Bottom line looking extremely strong right now. Callie Hancock being pushed by Brendan Hancock. Tavis Haken on the inside now. He is trying to make something happen. They're racing very aggressively still back here. 3-4 wide. Hunter Blade, Logan York beside each other. Brendan was pushed out of line, so he is going to fall back now. Callie Hancock still out front. Tavis Haken moves down along with that 17. Very aggressive racing early here at Talladega. This is not good. Now Tavis Haken to the front. Callie Hancock does not have any drafting help. Brendan Hancock on the outside line. 52 of Robert Pollard. He has fallen out of the draft. The 11 of Alejandro. He is in the back of the field, but he is in the main pack. So it looks like he can stay with this pack while he is behind other cars. He's able to stay in the draft, but he has not been able to work his way to the front. Dylan Eberheim out front. Here comes the 81 of Skylar Rocha. Skylar now to the lead. Damon Singletary trying to get past Skylar, but here comes the 53 now of Logan York underneath of Damien. 21 of Sahara Rocha. She's up near the front. She's in the top 5 now. See, the cars kind of spread out now. They're not as close as they were a couple laps ago. Sahara Rocha, the 3rd car in line. Now she gets underneath of the 62, John Book. Sahara now 2nd place. She is the 2nd car in line. Now she's going to go down low, try to take the lead away. To see who's behind her. Now beside her, the 8 of Ron Jackson. Finished 2nd here at Talladega last season. Almost won this race. Was passed on the backstretch on the last lap. Whoa, look at Callie Hancock up top. And the same with the 53 of Logan York. Oh, we got there 4-5 wide now. Off of turn number 2. 5 wide. The 13 of Matt Riddle's around. He saves it. Matt Riddle saved it. He got hit by the 31 of Lindsey Hancock. That was the points leader almost around out of turn number 2. The aggression is extremely high early in this race. Matt Riddle on the inside line trying to get to the front. 4 wide through the tri-oval. Bruiser going to fall back a little bit. They drop down to 3 wide, but Bruiser now on the outside line. No help at all. And he will be stuck on the outside 4 wide in this turn. That's the yellow 34 car. Jacob Britt right in front of him as well. Yeah, we saw in the truck race yesterday, that 4th line, it's like when they got into the marbles up on the outside line, they would go up and hit the wall out of the turn. Haven't seen that happen yet, but we have seen a lot of 4 wide racing. There's still 4 wide there. 41 Tyrell Resner out front. Matt Riddle, the points leader, trying to get to the front, trying to lead this race. He is up to 2nd. 10 of Pablo West above the 13. Now Matt Riddle on the inside line. Here he goes for the lead. Yo Carrillo up top. Matt Riddle still, he was trying to get the lead. He could not get it away yet. Ryan Benjamin was falling back. Lap number 9. Oh, there's a crash. The 20 of Yo Carrillo. I think that's the 51. Jeremiah Dwayne. Dylan Eberheim and Hunter Blade. Sahara Rocha. Oh, Steve Pollard has a lot of damage. The 32, Austin Johnson. He's involved. Sam Oskin, one of the points contenders, involved. Sahara Rocha, a lot of damage on her car. Dylan Eberheimen. Man, oh man. Caution number 1 out. Lap number 10. Everybody drives away from the crash. Jeremiah Dwayne has damage on his car. 77 of Steve Pollard has a lot of damage there. Bruiser's got damage. Austin Johnson. I think some of these drivers might be okay. We've seen Alejandro had damage. Still has damage, actually. And he is able to stay with the lead pack. We'll have to see how slow they are on the restart. The 20 of Yo Carrillo already has retired from the race. So, the truck race winner yesterday, the first car out today. Tyrell Resner staying out. Very interesting call. So is Stephen Pollard the third. Oh, somebody's blowing up. Who is that? That's the 95, Tavis Haken. He has just blown up under caution. Man, oh man, that is not good. So Tavis Haken's night or day is going to be over. 3 drivers stay out. Tyrell Resner, Stephen Pollard III, and Axel Zero. The only 3 drivers that did not pit. Actually, before we show you the replay, I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. So real quick, I just want to make sure that we're going to at least go another lap under caution before we show you the replay. I believe we are, but let's just double check. Yep. Alright, so the 20 of Yo Carrillo, he was out of the race because of that crash, so let's go ahead and see what happened with him. So Yo Carrillo, the 20, I don't know where the wreck actually, oh yeah, it did start with him. Ooh. Yo Carrillo, he had a lot of damage, or not a lot, but he did have some damage. The wreck started behind them, actually. Let's go with the 21 of Sahara Rocha. Sam Dawson, Dylan Eberheim, and they just all came together entering turn 3 and into the wall. Ooh. Hard hit for them. Steve Pollard, he got a lot of damage in that crash. So that crash happening there. Everybody behind them basically just involved. And Alejandro Rodriguez, Callie Hancock, they got really lucky. I don't know if anybody else did. Right on board with the 11, Alejandro. We'll have to see if he repaired his damage or not. He was out of the draft, so he was starting to lose the lead pack. He didn't get any damage at all. Basically, everybody that was in this back half of the field, they were involved in the crash. I think Callie got some damage. Let's see. She made it past without any damage. Austin Johnson, the pole sitter, he was involved. He had damage as well. I don't know where he got his damage. He had it before the crash. Oh, and a lot of damage there. Go ahead and run on board with the 20 of Yo Carrillo. Ooh, he was the one that hit Jeremiah Dwayne. Right on board with Bruise Zero. Bruise was riding in the back. You see the crash now starting to happen. He just had nowhere to go. He could not stop in time. A lot of drivers had minimal damage, but there were some that had some pretty hard hits. Let's check the 77 of Steve Pollard. He was right behind the initial crash. Hit Sahara Rocha pretty hard. So the caution lights are off on the pace car. See, out of the race, Tavis Haken, he blew up under caution. 32 of Austin Johnson, the 77 of Steve Pollard, 36 Jacob Britt, the 21 Sahara Rocha, and the 20 of Yo Carrillo, all out of the race. Alvin Jones is on pit road. Something happening with that car. But Alvin is 2 laps down. Now here he comes. Out of pit road. Dylan Eberheimen, he got his car repaired. Sam Oskins repaired. Hunter Blade, Jeremiah Dwayne, Bruce Zero, Skylar Rocha. They all get their cars repaired. The 11 of Alejandro did not get his damage repaired. Very interesting. So we'll have to see who all is slow on this restart and who can keep up with the pack. I think Logan York might be okay. Doesn't look like he has too bad of damage there. So Tyrell Resner out front. Stephen Pollard the third, second. Third is Axel Zero. Fourth place, the points leader, Matt Riddle. Alvin Jones is up to speed. He is slowing down because he is now catching the field. Looked like he was up to around 180 miles an hour. So he should be okay. So the field through the tri-oval. Tyrell Resner going to lead the field to the green. Alvin Jones, he has to be careful not to get a huge run. Green flag in the air. Alvin Jones is going to pass the leader, though, of the inside line, or the outside line. Alvin Jones now out front, but he might get a penalty because of that. We're going to have to double check with NASCAR and see what they say. You were not allowed to pass the outside line before the start-finish line. Alvin Jones did that, so have to see if Alvin Jones gets the black flag, if he has to come down pit road or not. Green flag in the air. You see some cars near the back are stragglers. Jeremiah Dwayne, Sam Doskin, Dylan Eberheimen. And if Alvin Jones gets a black flag, he needs to try to stay to the inside line. Tyrell Resner trying to pass Alvin Jones. Off of turn number 4. Alvin Jones is going to go to the outside. Tyrell Resner still the race leader. Matt Riddle has fallen back. So if Alvin Jones has a penalty, he cannot get to the inside line now. He is stuck on the outside. He is up to speed, though, which is good to see. But desperately needs to get to the bottom line. Bruiser trying to hold on to the lead pack. Looks like there might only be 3 or 4 drivers that are off the pace, but it doesn't look like they're too far off the pace. Up front, Pablo West is 3 wide for the lead. He is trying to take the lead away from the 41, and he does. There comes the 54, Evan McCollum on the inside line. 4 wide behind them. That's the 9 of Brendan Hancock, the 43, Benjamin Wallace, Muhammad Abdullah, Tyrell Resner. The pack is 1 yet again. There's still some more drivers behind him that are trying to catch up to this pack. Looks like 4, maybe 5 drivers are off the lead draft, and they're with each other, which is good, but they're falling back. Let's go check some speeds out. You see the leader's up to 195. These drivers back here are around 185, 190. That's not too terrible. Bruiser is 176 by himself. It's a little slower than you'd want to be, but he might be alright. Alejandro Rodriguez does have damage from the pit road incident under pace laps. These drivers here, the 4 of Zach Cronin, Lindsey Hancock, or Callie Hancock, Hunter Blade, and Skylar Rocha, drafting with each other. They did lose the draft, but they are up to speed. And then you've got the entire pack here. And this pack consists of about 24 drivers. You have the 14 of Cody Rhodes going to the front, being pushed by the 1 of Laura Lee Wiebe. So a rather big pack still, even after that first caution. First caution happening on lap number 9. Laura Lee Wiebe leads that lap. Now Cody Rhodes has no drafting help. He is up on the outside line by himself. And now Cody does have some drafting help. 96, Damian Singletary trying to make a move on the inside line. See how much momentum that inside has. 3 wide for the lead entering turn 3. Laura Lee Wiebe now on the outside. The 18 Bean Wiebe pushing the 96 Damian Singletary to the lead. Here comes the 52 Robert Pollard. I guess that 37 did not have a penalty. Alvin Jones still out on the track. He has scored 1 lap down. I think now 2 laps down. Possibly. Maybe not. No, Alvin Jones only scored 1 lap down. So, I don't know. He didn't have to come in for a penalty. He's not disqualified or anything. So, I guess he got really lucky there. Oh, they're bouncing off of each other. Stephen Pollard, and I think that's the 12 of April Pryor. Oh, and now they're crashing. Pablo West upside down. He is flipping down a backstretch. The points leader's involved. Nancy Pryor as well. Pablo West continues to drive. How in the world? Got to make sure that caused a caution. Yeah, it did. Okay. So Alex Alves out front. Caution number 2 out. Nancy Pryor has some damage. Matt Riddle has some damage to his car. Oh! Pablo West and Matt Riddle just made contact with each other. Pablo is slowing down. Caution number 2. And the way that Pablo flipped, that was interesting. That was very interesting. So the field back under caution. We'll have to see if the drivers that stayed out last time, if they decide to come down pit road this time. We're around a little over halfway through a pit run, so I would imagine these drivers have to come down pit road for fuel. Laura Lee Wiebe, the number 1, she's on the apron. I don't know what's going on here. I don't think they're all in their right order. Alvin Jones is staying out because he is a lap down. Looks like everybody is probably pitting. Whoa, I think a few drivers already retired. I think the 10 of Pablo West retired from the race. It's the 10 of Pablo West. He just retired. Well, let's go back and show you what happened. We'll come back and see who the leader is, and we'll update you on other drivers. So Pablo West. Okay, you see first here. Wow, Pablo West, Stephen Pollard, and April Pryor got together. They saved it, and then the 13 of Matt Riddle hit Pablo West. That was just a wild-looking flip. I mean, he just went right over. Show you this view again. Watch the 10, the 24, and the 12. The 10 and the 24 first made contact. April Pryor somehow saved it, and then watch the 10 of Pablo West. She just went right over. The 22, the 14, they had some pretty hard hits there. Pablo West, unfortunately for him, he is out of the race. We want to ride on board with a few drivers and see their perspective of this wreck. Let's start with Ron Jackson. A little bit of contact happening there. They all save it, which is amazing. Oh, and then you see the 22, the 14, they had some pretty bad damage. Right on board with Lindsay Hancock. She was right behind the 10 of Pablo West. Oh, she did get a little bit of damage, but it wasn't too bad. The 22 of Nancy Pryor was the one that ended up spinning Pablo West out. Actually, let's go back a little bit. And actually, Nancy Pryor hits Pablo into the 24, it looked like. Oh, wow. Amazing view of that crash. Go ahead and ride on board with Matt Riddle. The points leader entering this race is involved in the second caution. But he got lucky. He spun to the inside and did not hit anything. Well, he did hit the wall. A little bit. Gonna watch two views with the 10 of Pablo West. We'll watch the helicopter view. Show you the entire crash from up above. I mean, it was almost 5 wide there. You can't make it that way. Small crash did take Pablo West out. It might take the 22 out as well, or maybe the 14, but I think it might only be Pablo West that's out of the race. Let's ride in the cockpit view with him. Just a very, almost calm ride. It didn't really, I don't know, it just didn't seem like it was that bad. So we'll ride on board with him again. Here's the initial contact. Somehow the 12 saved it. Man, what a wild flip. Oh, wow. Are we going back to green already or no? Oh, no. We still have another lap. That's good. So you see Pablo West is out of the race. He's the only driver that retired. Alvin Jones back here. The 22, Nancy Pryor. Looks like her damage is pretty much repaired. 34, Bruiser does have damage on his car. Tim Hoffman. Cody Rhodes doesn't have too much damage. Matt Riddle, same thing with him. So we do have one more lap to go until the green flag. It will be lap number 24 out of 76. I believe these drivers are going to have to pit one more time for fuel. Pablo West entered this race 6th place in points. He is going to fall back. He was 171 points out of the lead. So Benjamin Wallace, the 43, he is 6th in points. He came in 181 points back. He is out front right now. Brendan Hancock, the 9, right behind him. Brendan Hancock won at Darlington. Muhammad Abdullah behind Brendan, that number 88, won at Daytona. Logan Gentry, 4th place. 5th, the 00 of Alex Alves. So how long can they go without crashing again? Second caution, so see if we can go a longer distance this time. We'll have to see who all is damaged and off the pace. The 22 and the 14 might be off the pace. I think the 13 of Matt Riddle will be on the draft, but we'll see. We see a couple drivers out of the race. 33 drivers left, 32 on the lead lap. That 37, Alvin Jones, trying to get his lap back. Green flag back in the air here at Talladega. Benjamin Wallace leading the field down into turn number 1. Brendan Hancock went to the outside, trying to pass that 37, but Brendan does not have any drafting help now, and he is going to fall back. The 88, Muhammad Abdullah, now underneath of Alvin Jones. Benjamin Wallace out front, and then it's a mad dash for second behind him. Look at Alvin Jones trying to get past Benjamin Wallace. That's the 37 who is 1 lap down. Alvin Jones out at turn number 4. Has his lap back currently, but here comes the 6 of Logan Gentry being pushed by the 1 of Lorelei Wiebe. See a lot of stragglers in the back of the field. A lot of drivers going to be out of the lead pack, I believe. Again, 4 wide back here, and it quickly falls to 3 wide. Benjamin Wallace falling back with no drafting help. The pack starting to form again. Doesn't look like anyone is too slow, though. Looks like everyone might be within about 10 miles an hour of each other. Logan Gentry out front, Alex Alves in second. He's got damage from an earlier crash. So does the 53 of Logan York. Logan involved in that first crash. That red car on the inside line. And here he is battling for second. 4 wide back here. 2 rows of 4 wide. Lorelei Wiebe, Robert Pollard up top. They don't have too much drafting help. Skylar Roach is in the middle of all this. Lorelei Wiebe up top. She hit the wall earlier in this race. Fell back a little bit. Field 2 and 3 wide up near the front. Logan York has the lead. Here comes the 88, Muhammad Abdullah now on the inside line. Go ahead and look at some of the speeds of the cars. They're around 195 in the pack. Ooh, Dylan Eberheim really slow. Sam Oskin, Jeremiah Dwayne pretty slow. Jeremiah is actually almost up to speed. Cody Rhodes 179. Everybody else looks like they're up to speed by themselves. A couple miles an hour slower than this main pack. Speaking of the main pack, 4 wide again here at the front. Something about Talladega has always been a wild race. And we saw in the first season, the race at Talladega, it was just a mess. Multiple crashes. Drivers that were damaged were up near the front because we didn't have a lot of drivers in the main pack. Getting ready to near the halfway point of this race. 4 wide for the lead. Logan York on the outside. Actually, the 37 on the inside line there. He is a lap down, trying to get his lap back. But 4 wide up here. Logan York going to clear everybody. He is going to go down low and block the bottom line. Alex Alves, Callie Hancock, April Pryor. April involved in that last crash. She's up in the draft. Points leader Matt Riddle in that second pack behind them, behind this main pack. He's hoping they crash again up front. He could gain some points that way, but right now the points leader pretty far back. He is not in a good position. Matt Riddle back in 27th. So if these drivers don't wreck, then the points leader are going to have a really bad points day. But the way they're racing up here, they are going to wreck again at some point. Logan York out front still. He has got a lot of hungry drivers behind him. A lot of drivers in this pack looking for their first win. Some drivers just looking for a good finish. Try to gain points on each other. Bean Weeby is one of those drivers, the number 18. He is 35th in points. Had a good race last week. He was able to gain points on a few drivers. Damon Singletary, the 96 in the middle line, trying to propel that outside line. Not happening quite yet. Logan York, damage on his car. Same with Evan McCollum, Benjamin Wallace. A couple of drivers have damage, and they're up near the front. It's great to see these drivers battling up here for the lead. Pack of cars, I think, is about to catch the 19, Dylan Eberheimen. Dylan is almost a lap down. He is a straight way away from these leaders. 6 drivers behind this main pack, up to speed, but they have lost the main draft, so they are falling back. If this race goes green for a while, a lot of drivers could be a lap down. Logan York, that 53, continuing to lead this race. Here comes the 52, Robert Pollard, though, underneath with help from the 88, Muhammad Abdullah. Behind him, 4 wide, multiple rows deep. Laura Lee Weeby on the inside line trying to get past this mess of cars. 2 rows of 4 wide. Laura Lee does get past Logan York, trying to settle down in front of her, but she is going to push him up top and try to get past him. There's the 19, the slow car, Dylan Eberheimen. If I were anybody in this lead pack, I would try to get to the back and try to get to the bottom and see where that 19 car is going to go. Logan York, Muhammad Abdullah, and Robert Pollard starting to pull away a little bit. And there's the 19. They're going to get past him. The top 3 drivers do. Where's the rest of the field going to go? Ryan Benjamin almost in the back of Dylan Eberheimen. Ryan going to fall back a lot. A lot of drivers going to get past, but there are a lot of drivers that are going to be stuck behind that 19. See Ryan Benjamin, Benjamin Wallace, Lindsey Hancock, Stephen Pollard III, Bean Weeby, Ron Jackson, Evan McCollum. They all might lose the draft. Meanwhile, Robert Pollard out front. The lead pack a little bit smaller. Next car to go a lap down, Sam Oskin. He is pretty slow as well. And he is coming out of turn 4, as are the leaders. So again, this could create some issues. Battle for the lead as they catch the 2 of Sam Oskin. Single file behind this pack as the drivers that are out of the lead pack trying to catch these drivers. And now Logan York on the inside line. He is going to move up top and get past Sam Oskin. 4 drivers get past. Everybody else, though, stuck behind Samet. Logan York, Robert Pollard, Muhammad Abdullah, and I think that's the 00 of Alex Alves. They all got past Sam Oskin without any issues. This is going to allow that back half of the field to catch back up to these cars. But the lead pack now, the first 4 drivers, they are really far ahead. Actually, it's a little bit more than 4 drivers. 6 drivers out front. Logan Gentry back in 7th. He is going to be leading this field, this pack of cars, back to the front. They should catch them, no issues. Next cars are the 51 Jeremiah Dwayne, the 14 of Cody Rhodes on the backstretch. They'll be going a lap down in probably another 10 laps or so. Everybody does get past Sam Oskin except for the 8 of Ron Jackson. He is back there with no drafting help right now. Muhammad Abdullah behind Robert Pollard. The first 7 cars are single file. Everyone just trying to regroup now, trying to get back in their positions. 3 wide for the lead. John Book on the inside. He does have drafting help. Muhammad Abdullah has drafting help, but Robert Pollard, well, now Robert has some drafting help. Now they're going to be 4 wide for the lead at Talladega. Oh, man, oh, man. 4 wide for the lead, 3 wide behind them, and it's single file everywhere else. They made 4 wide work. Bean Weeby is out of the draft, so is Ron Jackson. This could be a good thing for those drivers, though. Do you want to be up in this lead pack, or do you want to be kind of by yourself where there's not a lot of action happening? Matt Riddle, you see, he has fallen out of the draft that he had. These drivers here, Nancy Pryor, Bruce Zero, Zach Cronin, and Tim Hoffman, they've caught Ron Jackson. They're about to catch Bean Weeby, so maybe the 8 and the 18 can draft up to this main pack. Main pack here, though, they're fighting still pretty aggressively with each other. Closing in on the halfway point. Lap number 39 will be the halfway point of this race. We've had quite a bit of wrecks already. A couple cautions. A couple drivers out of the race. 33 are still left. Look at, whoa, Lorelei Weeby and Stephen Pollard almost made contact as Stephen came down low. 2 rows of 4 wide here. This is the main pack. Like we said, do you want to be in this main pack racing like this, or do you want to be further back that in a pack that's by yourself and somewhat safe? Personally, I would pick back in the field, but these drivers here don't really care. They're mixing it up with each other, putting on a pretty good show. April Pryor involved in that last caution. She is out front. Logan York, that 53, man, he is very fast, involved in the first caution. And he is out front. He has been out front a good bit today. Looks like Tyro Resner, Brendan Hancock, and somebody else, Skylar Rocha, starting to fall back and losing this draft. Lindsey Hancock has fallen back as well. Bean Weeby, what's going on with his car? Bean Weeby's up to speed. I don't know. He just lost the draft, I guess. Logan York, Muhammad Abdullah, still first and second. We go a little further ahead. These 2 drivers are about to go a lap down. There's the 19, the 11, the 2. A couple cars are going to go a lap down here very shortly. This could really change the pack and the way these drivers are going to race with each other. The 14, Cody Rhodes, the 51, Jeremiah Dwayne in the tri-oval. And Logan York leading the field into the tri-oval now. Hunter Blade up in 4th, now falling back to 5th. He's on the outside line with no drafting help. Longest green flag run we've had today. 53 and 88 right now. They are very, very strong. I would say they probably have the 2 best cars in this pack. See the 3 cars here. The 19's about to go a lap down. The 14 and the 51. They're going to go a lap down. 19 already is 1 lap down. Dylan Eberheim very slow on the track. And again, out of turn number 4, Logan York going to go up top. Muhammad Abdullah, Benjamin Wallace going to go down low. Looks like everybody is going to get past the 19. Lorelei Weeby not going to be able to, though. She is going to get stuck behind the 19, and she still can't go down low. So Lorelei Weeby is going to be out of the draft, I think. These drivers still up to speed. Now here's the 14 and the 51. They're about to go a lap down. They're a little bit faster than the other lap cars. The 11, Alejandro Rodriguez back here. Well, he's right in front of the leaders. He's going to go a lap down. So these drivers that are off the pace now, or that have fallen out of the lead draft, they really need a caution. They need a mechanical failure or something to happen. Right now, everybody is up to speed and running pretty well. Jeremiah Dwayne, Cody Rhodes already getting passed by the entire pack. I'm surprised it didn't split them up. But now they've got the 11 of Alejandro Rodriguez in front of them. Alejandro started his race on pit road with damage. He got into the back of the points leader under the, well, we weren't even under pace laps yet. And he had damage before the green flag even started this race. He is going to hold a few drivers up, the 43, the 38, and the 88. The pack is getting smaller. Whoa, cars coming down pit road. I guess green flag pit stop's now happening. Whoa, Tyro Resner and Alex Alves really fast on pit road. So green flag pit stop. Oh, Alvin Jones is around. The 62, the 42 Hunter Blade, the 48 Ryan Benjamin's around. Oh, and Jeremiah Dwayne, Cody Rhodes, Tyrell Resner, Hunter Blade, hard crash. The 11, Alejandro Rodriguez, Axel Zero, my gosh, huge crash. Ryan Benjamin, Benjamin Wallace, heavy damage on their cars. Third caution of the day, and that was a huge crash. Matt Riddle almost a lap down, but he will stay on the lead lap. He got very lucky. The 41 Tyro Resner and the 00 Alex Alves. Can Alex make it without being a lap down? He does. So the 41 and 00, I guess, made their routine pit stops. Callie Hancock out front. Man, oh man, I did not see that crash happening. Big damage there for the 38, the 43. Well, this is definitely going to pay dividends to a few drivers. The 41, the 00, going past the leaders. They came down pit road. They got their fuel and tires. They should be able to make it to the end. 34 laps to go. A few drivers being Weeby, Matt Riddle. Who else? Zach Croden, Skylar Rocha, Lindsey Hancock, Brendan Hancock. A lot of drivers are going to be safe, and not a lot of drivers left. And that was a wicked-looking crash. Hunter Blade, second in points, involved. Callie Hancock, third in points. She is the race leader. Well, let's see if anybody... I think Tyro Resner and Alex Alves are going to be the first two cars in this lead pack. We're waiting for them to come around, unless they're coming back down pit road. I don't see anybody on the track right now. It looks like everybody... Oh, there they are. They're still pretty far back. Yeah, they're going to stay out. But everybody, the leaders are getting their stops completed. I think they're okay. I think these drivers are going to get past these leaders. Maybe, maybe not. So who is the race leader going to be? Look at all the skid marks there. I think it's Tyro Resner and the 00, Alex Alves. They should be first and second. Tyrell got a pretty good, had a pretty good pit stop. Alex, that 00, almost went a lap down. Had this race stayed green, they would have been a lap down and out of the draft. April Pryor, first car off pit road. Callie will lose a position. Well, let's go back and look at the crash. We know the 11 of Alejandro was in that crash. I'm not sure what happened, though. He had just been put a lap down. Oh, it looked like... That's right, the 42 and the 37 were the first two cars around. Let's go with the 37, Alvin Jones. I don't know how he was involved or why he was involved. Oh, he hit Sam and Oskin. The 43, the 48, they wrecked further ahead, and Jeremiah Dwayne, Cody Rhodes, hard hit there. Everybody so far has been checked and released from the infield care center. You see Sam and Oskin, though, he was just so slow. Alvin hit him and could not get past. Luckily, the that Alvin Jones took was on his passenger side. It was not on the driver's side, so that's really that's a good thing to see. Watch with Hunter Blade. Alvin Jones was trying to get a lap back. He was a lap down. 42 Hunter Blade, he was hit pretty hard, but I think they're all going to be all right. Everybody so far has been checked and released from the Infield Care Center. Let's go ahead and watch with these drivers. So the crash happens out front. And then back here, the 11 of Alejandro Rodriguez, Axel Zero. Ooh, hard damage. Hard crash for them. Stephen Pollard involved. Ooh, my gosh. Go ahead and ride on board with a few drivers now and see what everybody saw. Right on board with Benjamin Wallace. I mean, you didn't really see any contact at first. It just happened so fast. Benjamin hit Ryan, and man, hard crash there. What about Muhammad Abdullah? What did he... Well, actually, no. Let's ride on board with... Who else? Ride on board with the 38 of Axel Zero. He was trying to push the 11. Axel made it past the first crash, clipped the 11, and then it was on from there. What about Ryan Benjamin? He saw quite a mess here. Ryan Benjamin, 4th in points, and I think his day is going to be over. He didn't get a lot of damage at first, and then, oof. Couple hard hits for him. Right on board with the 11 of Alejandro. Actually, let's ride on board with 52 of Robert Pollard. What did he see? Robert gets past without any issues. Stephen Pollard, the 3rd, right behind Ryan Benjamin. Stephen did get some damage there. So out of the race, Ryan Benjamin is out. Hunter Blade, John Book, Benjamin Wallace. Axel Zero, the 37 of Alvin Jones. 11 of Alejandro Rodriguez, the 51. Lindsay Hancock, she is also out. I think that was from the crash before, possibly. Or the 51, I'm sorry, of, I believe that's Robert Pollard. 51? No, that's 51, Jeremiah Dwayne. Duh, what am I thinking? So, on the restart, we're going to have 30 laps to go. 22 drivers are on the lead lap. 24 drivers left in the race. 41 Tyler Resner and the 00 Alex Alves are on the lead lap there in front of the leaders. Came down pit road 1 lap before that crash happened. And they made a great strategy call. Took themselves away from that crash, and they're out front. Matt Riddle at the tail end of this pack, of the lead pack. The 19 and the 2, both a lap down. Pretty slow on the track. Actually, they're both 2 laps down. Hopefully the entire field can get past them before they get to the backstretch. Third caution of the race. Took a lot of the contenders out. Some of the other drivers, Logan York, he's still in this race. He's been pretty dominant. Drivers further back in the field, they have a chance to regain the draft with these lead cars. So hopefully everybody can stay in one pack. We want to see a good finish here at Talladega. Saw a great finish in the Truck Series. So the 41, the 00, going to restart this race. Callie Hancock back and forth. She is 3rd in points entering this race. With that crash that just happened, Hunter Blade's out of the race. She is up to 2nd in points. Can she finish up in the front and possibly take the points lead away from Matt Riddle? Green flag is back in the air. Mostly a single file restart. Nobody really jumped out of line. You see, 3rd place did not get a good start. April Pryor, Callie Hancock, they're down low. Oh my gosh, the 19 and the 2, they're blocking the entire track. Look at the 6, Logan Gentry coming up through the field. Logan restarted 6th. He's up to 3rd. The first 2 drivers, Tyrell and Alex, they are going to get a huge, huge lead, and this is not going to be good for them once this cycles through. Once the 19 and the 2 get past, Dylan Eberheimen holding up the 12. The 2, Sam Oskin, right behind the 12. Actually, they're pretty much up to speed right now. A lot of jockeying for position. Everybody trying to get past these lap cars. Sam Oskin, Dylan Eberheimen out to the outside. They're going to fall back. Here comes a huge run from from the 6 of Logan Gentry and the 53 of Logan York. They both get past Alex Alves for 2nd. Look at the 1 of Laura Lee Wiebe. Huge run. Now Tyrell Resner out front. They're going to try to get past Tyrell. 2 lines of cars. Tyrell can't stop both lines. Here comes Damian Singletary to the inside for the race lead. Look who's up front. The 18, Bean Wiebe, lost the draft. Same with the 9 of Brendan Hancock. Lost the draft on that last run. And now they're up at the front of the field. The 96, Damian Singletary, will lead the race. I believe everybody has gotten past the lap cars. Sam Oskin getting passed by Lindsay. Lindsay Hancock is off the pace, though, right now. She is not in the main draft. These drivers getting past Dylan Eberheimen. Nancy Pryor holding on to the lead pack. The 13 of Matt Riddle, he is also in this lead pack. Now the 1 of Laura Lee Wiebe to the front. On the inside line, getting pushed by Ron Jackson and Callie Hancock. Laura Lee Wiebe, very strong today. She's had an up and down race. Ron Jackson now going down low. He is pushed by the 53 of Logan York. Logan has probably had the fastest car today. And Laura Lee will lead that lap. 27 laps to go at Talladega. I would say the 53 and the 88 have had the fastest cars in this race. But right now, the 88 mired back in the back of this field. Right now, the 22 of Nancy Pryor is at 19th. She is the final car on the lead pack of this draft. She's trying to hang on. Laura Lee and Ron Jackson made a little bit of contact. Damian Singletary back up to 2nd, going down low for the lead. Here comes the 18 of Bean Wiebe for the lead. Laura Lee up top, Bean Wiebe down low, and the 96, Damian Singletary in the middle. The 96 are the one don't have any drafting help. Bean Wiebe will lead that lap, but now here comes the 54, Evan McCollum. Thought he was going to jump out of line and take the lead away. A lot of drivers looking for their first wins. Bean Wiebe was leading the race. He now is on the outside line, getting pushed back. 13 of Matt Riddle. He's going to try to race with some of these drivers. The field pretty small right now. A lot of crashes have taken a lot of cars out of contention. At 13 of Matt Riddle, he is up to 17th place. So far, hanging on to this pack. Nancy Pryor still trying to hang on, but the 9 of Brendan Hancock, he is a little slower. He has lost the field. What we saw during those last few cautions, that might not be a bad thing. Being up in this main pack, you have, you run the risk of being involved in a huge crash if it happens. Bean Wiebe trying to power back on the outside. Robert Pollard below him. 25 to go this time by 24 to go. Bean Wiebe is going to power back to the front. They're 4 wide. 3 wide behind Bean. And then 4 wide. And then 3 wide. That 13 of Matt Riddle, the points leader, he is back up in the front. He is on the inside line. 4th car on the inside line. That yellow car, yellow and blue, 13. He is the points leader, and he is up with the main draft. Bean Wiebe continuing to lead this race. Behind him, Muhammad Abdullah, one of the fastest drivers in this race today. Callie Hancock behind him. The 00, 4th place now, Alex Alves. I don't know if they're done wrecking. They might be. Hopefully they are. But the way this race has been, we probably will see another crash. Ron Jackson up top. No drafting help. 4 wide behind these drivers. Well, nobody... Let's see. Dylan Eberheimen is entering turn 1 as these drivers are exiting turn 4. Top 2 drivers now pulling ahead. Being Weeby and Muhammad Abdullah. 3rd place now, Callie Hancock. Now here comes Tim Hoffman with a huge run on the inside line. 23 laps to go at Talladega. Matt Riddle, that 13 car, the points leader. He was in the top 10 that last time by. Not what that 17 of Callie Hancock wants to see. She was hoping he would stay further back. Hunter Blade out of the race. Ryan Benjamin out of the race as well. Sam Oskin was involved in a crash. He is out of the race. Or no, he is still in the race, but he's 2 laps down. Pablo West out. Benjamin Wallace, I believe, is out of the race. Alvin Jones out. A lot of drivers in the top 10 having issues in points. Matt Riddle trying to make a move through the middle line, but can't do that yet. They're 2 wide, 3 wide a little bit further back. Bean Weeby has come alive. He has been leading the last few laps. He has been able to hold the lead. Damian Singletary right behind him. Evan McCollum, Ron Jackson as well on the inside line. And there's the 19 just ahead a little bit. He is about to go a lap down. Bean Weeby now getting past for the lead. Here comes the 96 of Damian Singletary. 2 wide for the lead. 3 wide behind them. Everybody has drafting help. Every line does. Look at Matt Riddle trying to work his way into the top 5. Laura Lee Weeby now going to the lead, trying to get the lead away. The 19 of Dylan Eberheimen. He is going to hold the field up. And that's going to also hold up the points leader. It's going to hold up Callie Hancock, many drivers, Laura Lee Weeby as well. Wow. Did not hold up the top 2 lines, though. So now the lead pack a little bit smaller. This time by 20 laps to go. Remember, if we do see a mechanical failure, the caution flag would be thrown. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think everybody will be all right as far as mechanical failures. See 2 big packs now, 6 cars in the second pack, but there's about 13 drivers in this lead pack. Actually, 10 drivers in this lead pack, 6 behind them. Now single file for the most part. Logan York trying to lead this field to the front. But I think they are going to be too far back. I don't know if they're going to be able to work their way back up here. It depends on how these drivers catch the next lap cars. Tyra Resner now up to 3rd. One of the drivers that made that pit strategy call under green right before that caution came out. Tyra Resner now down low, trying to take 2nd place away from Ron Jackson. Oh, he is going to go back up. They made contact with Bean Weeby. Man, these moves are starting to be aggressive. Sam Oskin, Lindsey Hancock on the back stretch. You're going to see the pack of cars, the leaders, coming off of turn number 2. There they are. About a straightaway away. 2nd pack of cars behind this lead pack. They're still falling back. 10 drivers are in this lead pack. Skylar Richard going down low, trying to get past Tyrell. We're going to look and see how far back 11th place is. They were 3.76 seconds back last time around. How are they going to be this time by? So 3.76 seconds from 11th place to 1st. I don't think that pack is gaining at all. They have less cars in the pack. 3.76, you had a 4.96. So that 2nd pack basically needs a caution to happen if they want to be involved with the finish of this race. A lot of battling still happening up near the front. Damon Singletary leading this race. Tyra Resner now up to second. Third now, Skylar Rocha. 3 wide almost for second. Not a lot of cars, so you can't really get too much of a run in this pack. Tyra Resner, though, going to go to the lead. And there are the next 2 cars, Lindsey Hancock and Sam Adoskin, about to go 1 lap down. They will go a lap down this lap. Which line are they going to hold up? Will everybody be able to get past these drivers without any issues? That was what caused the last caution. Here they come, Bean Weeby on the inside. Tyrell Resner up top. Now Tyrell going down low. Oh, man. Lindsey Hancock going to go down low. She is going to block the inside line. Sam Adoskin blocking the middle line. That's going to slow some of these drivers up. Robert Pollard, Muhammad Abdullah. So the pack is going to be split again. 3 wide for the lead, 3 wide behind them. Bean Weeby, Tyrell Resner, Logan Gentry on the outside, or on the front row there. The second line, that is the, who is that? That's the 54, Evan McCollum, 81 of Skylar Rocha, and 96, Damian Singletary. So now can this next group of cars get past the 2 and the 31? If they can get past them without any issues, they're so far back, actually. They have a while to go still. 4 wide up front here. Top 6 drivers tried to separate themselves from the 52 and the 3 and the 8. Muhammad Abdullah, though, he is, I think, going to lose the draft. 6 drivers still here, drafting with each other. Bean Weeby back out front. And here comes Robert Pollard. The 19, Damian Singletary. Oh, the 9, Brendan Hancock, is on the apron. That is not a mechanical failure. Not yet, at least. I think that's just a tire down. So Brendan Hancock slow on the track. That could have been a caution if it was a mechanical failure. The cars in the back, those 6 drivers, they have caught Sam Adoskin and passed him. Damon Singletary is the leader. He is going to get stuck behind Dylan Eberheim, and I think, no, he is going to get past him. 4 wide, though, and now Ron Jackson, Logan Gentry, and Evan McCollum, they're going to get slowed down by Dylan Eberheim. And that is going to take them out of the draft, I believe. These drivers getting past Lindsey Hancock. Lindsey trying to go down low. Oh, man. Looks like Zach Cronin, the 4, might lose the draft. Still battling up front. These drivers here, these 4 cars, exiting turn 4. The leaders are on the backstretch. So 7 drivers now are in the lead pack. Damian Singletary would like to get a win. Robert Pollard has not had a win yet this season at all. 41, Tyra Resner wants a win. The 18, Bean Weeby, would love to get a win. So would Skylar Rocha. Behind them, you see these 3 drivers lost the draft. Behind them, Logan York, Callie Hancock, and Matt Riddle drafting with each other, but the other drivers have lost the draft as well. We might not have a lot of cars in the lead pack at the end of this. 13 laps to go. I think by the time this race is close to being over, or even on the last lap, we're probably going to have 2 distinct packs. This pack here, and then the pack of cars that are back here. Logan York, Callie Hancock, Matt Riddle, and Laura Lee Weeby might be able to catch up to these 3. Being Weeby, Damian Singletary going for the lead. Being Weeby on the inside line. Tyra Resner, no drafting help. Now Bean Weeby back out front. Damian Singletary running in second. Tyrell third. Damian going to go down low, but he does not have any immediate drafting help. See right behind this pack, 3 cars, and then 4 more cars. So we're going to have 7 and 7. So it's going to be interesting to see if that second group could catch this group. I don't think they will. Up on the top left, you can see the top 7 drivers, and then you can see 8th place, who is in that second group. See how far back they fall. They were 4.39 seconds back last time, but I think they're going to be even further this time. They're not, well, wow, they actually gained a little bit. And they're just those 3 drivers by themselves. These 4 drivers trying to catch them. Let's go look on the scoreboard. Oh, the 9, Brendan Hancock. It said piston problems for him. Well, that should have been a caution. We are going to make a decision here that may or may not be liked by anybody in the series, but we are going to throw the caution. Caution flag out with 11 laps to go. The only reason we are throwing the caution, you see 24th place, the 9, Brendan Hancock. He did have mechanical failures. I thought he had a tire down, but that was a mechanical failure. So in this series, if there's a mechanical failure, we do throw the caution. We should have looked at that a couple laps ago, but we did not. So sorry about that, guys, but we have to throw the caution. So now, oh, actually, it's 10 to go right now. We should have about 6 or 7 laps to go when we get back to green. Tyrell Resner is the race leader. I don't think anyone's going to pit. The 88, Muhammad Abdullah. I thought he was going to come down pit road. He is staying out, though. So we were under caution. The 9 of Brendan Hancock had mechanical failures. We thought it was a tire down, but it ended up being a mechanical failure, so we will throw the caution. That is in all series except for the ARCA. That is the Truck and the Cup series we do that. The ARCA series, the races are pretty short, so we don't want to ruin green flag racing with that, with a mechanical failure bringing out a caution, but yep, so we're going to have a restart with under 10 to go. Tyrell Resner, the race leader, made that strategy call before the 3rd caution, and that ended up working out pretty well for him. He led the field to the green flag, and now he leads under caution. So we'll have a restart. I think it's with 6 laps to go. We'll have to wait and see. Pace lights, I think, are still on. Yes, they're still on. Kind of hard to see with that pace car. Tyra Resner out front, Damian Singletary second, third being Weeby, fourth Tim Hoffman, fifth Muhammad Abdullah, sixth place Skylar Rocha, seventh place is Robert Pollard, eighth Ron Jackson, ninth Logan Gentry, 10th Evan McCollum, 11th place we've got Laura Lee Weeby, we've got Callie Hancock, 13th, the 13 of Matt Riddle, the points leader entering this race. Logan York back in 14th, 15th place Zach Cronin, 16th is Alex Alves, 17th Lindsey Hancock, 17th is the 12 of April Pryor, 18th place Stephen Pollard the 3rd, 19th Bruce Zero, and 20th Nancy Pryor. Not sure how many drivers you will have on the in the lead pack, but this is setting up to be a possibly wild finish. So we should be getting the 1 to go this time by, and if that's the case, we will have 7 laps to go on the restart. I don't think any lap cars will be a factor. We're under 10 to go, so they stay in line, but they're mostly in the back. These drivers here are going to be fighting to get past the 2 and the 19, and the 31, but they have been the 3 cars that have the most damage that are slower, so... And I mean, the 12, the 24, the 34, and the 22 all have damage from earlier crashes. They haven't really been a factor since their wrecks. Oh, so the pace lights are still on. So we might only have 5 to go on the restart. Very interesting. I thought we were going to be going green next time by, but there is another lap of caution. See all the drivers out of the race. There's 23 drivers left. 17 of them are out of the race. Matt Riddle, the points leader, involved in a crash earlier, somehow still on the lead lap. Our longest green flag run, he almost went a lap down, but there was that crash with Alvin Jones and Salmon Oskin. And that saved the 13 from going a lap down. Matt Riddle has been not really much of a factor since his crash, but he has been able to stay with the lead pack. The lap cars have really separated a lot of the cars, and you see the top 7 drivers, they were able to maneuver around every lap car they encountered. So we should be getting the 1 to go this time by. Will we have a first-time winner in the All-Star Offline Racing Series? Or will it be a repeat winner? This is the halfway point of the Cup Series for season number 2. Points could be pretty wild after this race. I'm excited to see what the points are like after this. We'll have to check them out. So the pace car hopefully gets the 1 to go. Yes. So 1 more lap to go until the green flag. Lap 72 out of 76. It will be 5 laps to go. 5 to go on a restart. Everybody in 1 pack. This could be wild. Can they make it 5 laps without crashing? Hopefully. The first caution came on lap number 9. The next one came around 7 or 8 laps after the restart, and then the third crash about 20 laps or 30 laps after that restart. So they've kind of all been racing pretty good lately. It has been a wild race, though. So Tyrell Resner out front. Damian Singletary second. Third, Bean Weeby. He is en route to possibly his best finish of his season. Tim Hoffman fourth. Fifth, Muhammad Abdullah. Muhammad in that 88 car won at Daytona. The 8 of Ron Jackson, he is back in 8th place. Almost won this race 1 year ago. The first season in the Cup Series, he finished second. Finished second a couple times in season number 1. So the pace car dropping down low, getting ready to go into pit road. Tyrell Resner has 5 laps. Can he hold off the field for 5 more laps here at Talladega? Tyrell was the driver that beat Ron Jackson last season at California. The field crawling towards the start-finish line. Tyrell Resner going to take the green flag. Green flag in the air. 5 more laps to go. Bean Weeby and Laura Lee Weeby up top, trying to get a great start. Bean does not have any drafting help, though. That is going to hurt him. Tyrell leading the field to the green, and we are in turns 1 and 2 now. See Tim Hoffman, Muhammad Abdullah now going to get past the 18 of Bean Weeby. He does not have any drafting help at all. And, of course, the 2 and the 19 slowing the field down in the back. Those are damaged cars, though. All of those are. Damian Singletary underneath. Tyrell Resner now for the lead. They're too wide for the lead. Everybody trying to work their way towards the front. Bean Weeby continuing to fall back. Nobody drafting with that 18 car. Whoa! There's almost a crash. The 52, Robert Pollard on pit road. Oh, there is a crash now. Huge crash in the back. The 19, Dylan Eberheim and Tyrell Resner. Alex Salves, I don't know what in the world happened there. Well, I think this race is going to end under caution. Damian Singletary might be the race winner. And if that's the case, Matt Riddle finishes 9th. Dylan Eberheim, hard crash. Robert Pollard, I think, had a tire go down. Lindsey Hancock, Alex Salves. That's Tyrell Resner, right? Or that's Zach Cronin, I believe, the number 4. Tyrell's up in 4th. Nancy Pryor, Sam Oskin, April Pryor, Brew Zero, Stephen Pollard, they were involved. Oh my, oh my. I don't know. I was going to say we might get lucky enough to have a 1-lap restart, but I don't think we will. A lot of drivers are a lap down. My gosh, you see all the skid marks. That was a crazy crash. Let's go and watch that. It happened with Robert Pollard. Coming down pit road. He got right side tires, so something happening there. Zach Cronin was spun out by Alex Salves, but watch the Mad Dash. Watch the 18, Bean Weeby. He almost got hit by Tyrell. And then watch back here. Zach Cronin gets spun out. Lindsey Hancock was involved. And everybody just piles in back behind these drivers. Sliding through the front stretch. Let's go on board with Bean Weeby. He almost had a hard hit there. That was actually Evan McCollum that almost hit him. Robert Pollard, though, slows down. Look at that save. Yes, this race, I guess, will end under caution. Zach Cronin has stopped on the track. I don't know what he's doing now. He's the only car that has not retired from the race from that crash. April Pryor got her damage repaired. Zach Cronin is on pit road now. The 31 and the 2 are the lone drivers left in this race after that crash. They're both a lap or more down, but they're in this race still. So the 19 out of the race from that crash. I think the 4 of Zach Cronin will be out as well. Looks like the 96 Damian Singletary is going to win here at Talladega. Tim Hoffman should be second. Third, Muhammad Abdullah. Fourth, Tyrell Resner. Fifth, Ron Jackson. Sixth, Skylar Rocha. Seventh, Bean Wiebe. Eighth place. Wait, who was that on pit road? Oh, that's April Pryor. Eighth place, Evan McCollum. Ninth place, Matt Riddle. 10th is the 53. That's Logan York. And then you've got Logan Gentry in 11th. 12th is Callie Hancock. 13th, Laura Lee Wiebe. 14th, Stephen Pollard III. 15th, Nancy Pryor. 16th, Bruce Zero, wherever he is. 17th, Alex Alves. 18th, Robert Pollard. And 19th is the 12. So the pace lights might go off this coming time by, but it'll be basically a 200 feet dash to the finish. Go back and see the crash. The 4 did retire from the race. Watch a couple more views, I guess. So Robert Pollard, man, he almost clipped the 54. That could have been a lot bigger than what it was. Logan York made it past. Stephen Pollard made it past with minimal damage. Incredible save by Evan McCollum, though, not to crash that car. Bean Wiebe made a great save as well. What a way to end this race. And yeah, that, I guess, technically would be the finish. Coming to the line. Damian Singletary, Tim Hoffman out front. I believe that's Damian Singletary's first win. Zach Cronin did retire from the race. Yeah, pace lights are still on, so this will end under caution. As long as they make it back to the line, Damian Singletary will win this race. It's been a very eventful, wild race. I wasn't sure if they were going to wreck at the end of that or not, but they ended up wrecking. Callie Hancock will more than likely move into second in points. I don't think anyone else behind her is close enough to get past her. And the 53, or the 13, of Matt Riddle finishes 9th somehow. So he will hold on to the points lead. A couple drivers are going to gain some points, but a lot of drivers, especially again in the top 10, had issues, and they will fall in the points. Let's look at some of the drivers in the top 10. Hunter Blade, he is he was second in points. He finishes 26th out of the race. Ryan Benjamin, the 48, he finishes 25th out of the race. He was 4th in points. Sam Oskin, he finishes 22nd, maybe 21st if he can get past Zach Cronin, but he was involved in the crash. He was 5th in points. Pablo West, the 10, he finishes 34th after his flip. He is in 6th place in points. Benjamin Wallace, the 43, who is 7th in points, he finishes 28th. Alvin Jones, the 37, finishes 30th. He was 8th place in points. Sahara Rocha, the 21, where did she finish? She finishes 39th. She was 10th in points. That is 7 of the top 10 drivers in points entering this race that had issues. Matt Riddle, Callie Hancock, and Logan York, the only 3 drivers in the top 10 without issues this race. Logan was 9th. He probably will be in the top 5. As Damon Singletary will take the checkered flag here at Talladega. Everybody does finish. You see the 12 back on pit road. Everybody finishes the race. Sam Oskin will pass the 4 of Zach Cronin. He will finish 21st. Sam Oskin, not a great finish, but he is, I guess you could say, 4 out of the top 10 drivers did have a decent day then. So this should really change the points. A lot of drivers had issues today. Damien Singletary winning this race. The points leader finishing in the top 10. Callie Hancock, a 12th place finish. Bean Weeby, 7th place. Another good finish for him. He might be able to gain some more points over some of the drivers in front of him. A lot of drivers in front of him had issues. Ron Jackson finishing 5th. He is 30th in points. Robert Pollard as well. Robert Pollard finished, he finished in 18th, but he'll gain some points. Points are going to be very interesting. Let's go have a look at them after race number 10, the halfway point of the Cup Series. So the points after race number 10, Matt Riddle is the points leader. Callie Hancock 2nd in points now. She is 110 points back. Matt Riddle has extended his points lead from 73 to 110. Hunter Blade falling to 3rd. 4th and 5th place staying the same. Logan York up to 6th. He gained 3 positions. Pablo West fell back a few positions. Up 10 positions is the number 3 of Tim Hoffman. He is in 11th place. Sahara Rocha, she fell back to 15th. A lot of drivers with issues today. Bean Weeby up 4 positions. He is up to 31st in points. Tyrell Resner up 7 positions in the point standings. A lot of positions changing here and there. Damien Singletary, 23rd in points, getting his first win of the season. He gained 8 positions. He was 31st in points. But yeah, so Matt Riddle still dominating this series. Tavis Aiken he unfortunately is last. Austin Johnson and Steve Pollard fell back 2 positions. It has been a crazy season so far. Race number 10, we're halfway through the point series. Let me check some of my papers real quick, see what the next points race is. Next week, it is Texas. So Texas for both the Cup and the Truck Series. Should be a pretty fun race. I'm not sure how that track is going to race. We'll have to see then. Matt Riddle, though, still the points leader. He has been the points leader for, I think, 5 or 6 races now. And he has been one of the dominant drivers. 6 top 10 finishes, 2 wins for Matt Riddle. The only repeat driver so far this season. So, that's the points. In the meantime, we will see you guys next week at Texas. Should be another great week of racing if you watch this race and a truck race, or either one. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this event. And we'll see you guys next week at Texas. Have a great night.